In our solar system, ring systems are very prevalent. All of the planets have rings: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. None of the smaller rocky planets have rings, but may they have had them in the past? Well, scientists from the SETI Institute and Purdue University released evidence that Mars formerly had its rings. In today's video, we will be discussing what if Mars had a ring like Saturn? How did it happen? Is it possible for Mars to have Saturn-like rings in the future? Keep watching to know more. Tushar Mittal, a PhD student at the University of California, Berkeley, and one of the authors of the new research report that the main factor affecting whether Phobos will crash into Mars or break apart is its strength. The moons of Mars. Mars has two natural satellites or moons, Phobos and Deimos, which orbit the red planet. They are named after the children of Ares, the Greek equivalent to Mars, the Roman god of battle. There's always speculation when planets are mentioned. Mars, for example, may have possessed Saturn-like rings in the past according to experts. Mars too will have rings in the future based on this hypothesis. Phobos, the larger inner moon, is just about 14 miles wide and orbits Mars very quickly, rising and setting twice every Martian day. According to prior studies, the tiny moon is progressively approaching its host, growing closer to Mars by 6.5 feet every century, which might culminate in a spectacular collision with the Martian surface within 30 million to 50 million years. But Mittal and co-author Benjamin Black, a postdoctoral researcher at UC Berkeley, believe that Phobos will have a different fate after simulating the physical loads that Mars places on it. According to their findings, the moon will be torn apart by Martian gravity rather than exploding in a single huge explosion. The rise and fall of ocean tides on Earth are caused by the moon's gravitational pull. Despite the lack of oceans on the moon, the gravitational pull of the Earth is still referred to as tidal forces. Tidal stress is experienced by Phobos and other moons in the solar system, so to calculate how much planetary force the moon might endure, Black and Mittal looked at the strength of the Martian satellite, which included factors like composition and density. They found that Phobos today is made up of porous, extensively damaged rock, and is likely the same throughout its interior after comparing it to various meteorites on Earth. Mittal explained the moon is probably neither a complete rubble pile nor completely rigid. Phobos' porosity may have aided its survival. The pair discovered that the moon will break up over 20 million to 40 million years, generating a ring of debris around the planet, after simulating the stresses imposed by Mars' tidal force. They predicted that the rubble will continue to flow inside toward the planet, though at a slower rate than the larger moon. The particles would rain down on Mars' equatorial region over 1 million to 100 million years, according to Mittal and Black. They stated that the ring may be as dense as Saturn's at first, but that it would thin out as particles showered down onto the planet over time. A planet that is gravitating inward. Now, Saturn isn't the only planet in the solar system with rings. All of the gas giant planets are surrounded by a debris disk. While some of the material comes from space, some of the ring systems could be the leftovers of early moons that broke apart as they traveled inward. Larger moons travel inward at a greater rate than smaller moons, resulting in a much faster demise. However, since inwardly evolving moons inadvertently self-destruct, it is possible that more inwardly migrating moons may have existed in the past. Today, Phobos is the only inwards moving moon known to exist. The tiny doomed moon could help scientists better comprehend the early solar system's evolution and the fate of other moons that have already been destroyed. Mars's ring-making process. In a separate study, scientists proposed that every few billion years, Phobos, Mars's bigger moon, would form a ring system similar to Mars. Now you might be asking yourself why? Well, it's a very straightforward procedure. Phobos is currently being dragged closer to the orbit of Mars. Phobos will pass incredibly near to Mars in just a few billion years. Gravity has a role in this situation. Phobos will be ripped apart by Mars's gravity, spreading in space and eventually encircling the planet in a ring. The ring will revert to being a moon over time. Over time, this never-ending process will continue to construct rings around Mars. and scientists believe that this has occurred several times already in Mars's history. Although the weirdly named orbit of Deimos was dismissed as benign, scientists from the 2020 research discovered it to be a significant fact about Mars, that the cycle of moon forming and moon-destroying gravity is a component of Mars's existence. In essence, scientists stated that each satellite in the ring satellite model is made from the ring's outer edge. It is pushed outward by its gravitational interaction with the ring. Once the residual ring has merged with the planet, the satellite will continue to orbit the planet, repeating the cycle indefinitely. Possible formation of a new Mars ring. Scientists from the SETI Institute and Purdue University revealed evidence of Mars having its rings a few billion years ago on June 2, 2020, explaining why Mars's smallest moon, Deimos, has an unusually inclined orbit. According to new studies, Mars may one day develop rings comparable to Saturn's famed halo. According to the latest research, the red planet's innermost moon Phobos might be entirely crushed in a few tens of millions of years, forming a ring of rocky debris. Every year, Phobos gets closer to Mars, increasing the planet's gravitational attraction on the satellite. Some scientists believe that Phobos will crash with Mars eventually, but recent evidence reveals the little moon may not endure that long. For spacecraft, the formation of rings around Mars might be a problem. Navigating and transporting people and resources would be challenging. Even the most ordinary trips to and from Mars would be dangerous. A ring system would also exclude some sunlight, which would have major implications for our surface settlements. With a surface temperature of -63 degrees Celsius, -81 degrees Fahrenheit, Mars is already a frozen planet. As a result, the temperature would plummet. So let's hope your forefathers packed enough spacesuits to keep you toasty. This would be far more dangerous. All of the ring's objects would eventually crash to the surface of Mars on the planet's surface. Large rocks would create vast new craters. So what would it be like to have a ring on Mars? The ring will appear differently depending on where an observer stands on Mars's surface. The ring may be difficult to see using an amateur telescope from Earth, since Phobos is made up of dark material that does not reflect light well. Mittal, on the other hand, speculated that the ring shadow might be visible on Mars. The ability to develop new technology to blast apart falling objects before they destroy us would be critical to humanity's survival. Fortunately for us, this will occur between 1 million and 100 million years after the ring has formed. We'd have plenty of time to really think of anything. So let us know what you think in the comment section below and give us a thumbs up by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any updates from us. Finally, go through the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.